Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for daily tarot predictions. These predictions are for Wednesday, the 13th of February. We're going to go ahead and get started with Aries in just a moment. First, I want to make sure that I can actually see chat or somebody might show up here. So let me take care of getting that going. Thank you for your patience with me on this, guys. Okay, so starting with Aries for Wednesday, February 13th. Let's see what card comes up for you guys. Okay, Aries, what you have showing up here is the Knight of Swords in reverse. And the Knight of Swords is a card that talks about somebody that you are interacting with, Aries, who is taking action to defend something that they think is right, to stand up for a value of theirs or for a person that they care about greatly. When you have a Knight of Swords show up in reverse, this person has not gathered all the information before they started taking this action to stand up for their value or defend somebody they care about. And generally what they're doing is something that they're going to wish later on they weren't doing because they didn't have all the information. They will try to engage you in whatever this activity is and get you involved and all stirred up. Please don't allow them to do that, because then after the fact, they're going to be looking for, who can I blame for my bad behavior? So the further away you can be from the situation, the better it is for you, Aries. Next up, we do have Taurus. And this is Taurus for Wednesday, February 13th. Okay, Taurus, what we have showing up here is the Page of Clubs. The Page of Clubs is telling me that you are getting some kind of new idea that is inspiring you about how you can move forward in some portion of your life. Just with the one card, we don't know exactly what portion, but we do know that whatever portion of your life that it is that you're moving forward with, this is something that you feel passionate and inspired about making that move forward. So news that allows you to move forward with something in your life, Taurus. Good for you. Kinks and Curls. Hello, hello. Welcome back. How are you today? Thank you for the thumbs up. All of you who are finding benefit with this video, if you're sharing it as well, thank you, thank you, thank you. My purpose is to be here and help as many people as I possibly can. You're drained. Uh-oh. It's time to get grounded and get out in nature. Geminis for Wednesday, February 13th. Yeah, I know. There's a difference between drained and tired. Drained is emotional, tired is physical, at least in my world. All right, Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What you have showing up here is the Four of Cups. Four of Cups tells me that you are inviting as many people as you can to a pity party. You're feeling sorry for yourself. You're looking at the negative around you and you're letting that get to you. See this cup that's kind of hidden up here within the roots of the tree? That person really, even if they turned their head, they couldn't look at it. This is really indicative of your headspace during this time, Gemini, where you're just focusing on the things that are not anymore, the empty cups, the empty opportunities, things that have not happened. You're so focused on the things that have not happened, you're not able to turn and see the things, the opportunities that are waiting for you, those things that you can move forward with. It's a matter of when we focus on the negative, we bring in more negative. When we focus on the positive, we bring in more positive. If you stay too focused on the negative, you can't even see the positive around you. If this person would quit looking at the negative, stand up, walk around a little bit, they would be able to see that other opportunity right there in the bottom of that tree. And that's kind of how you are, Geminis. You're getting yourself in a mindset where you're kind of spiraling with the negative stuff, and it's time to just let the negative stuff go and start looking for, okay, what's my one positive thought I can think? Even if your positive thought is the sun is shining, or your positive thought is I'm breathing, or your positive thought is I have all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Whatever positive thought it is that you can grab onto, you want to grab onto that and hold on to it until you can come to another more positive thought. Get yourself out of this place where you can't see the opportunities around you. Get yourself back into a good space again where you can create more opportunities around you and see the opportunities that are already there. Okay? That's the advice, Gemini. We'll find out, won't we, Kinks? Danielle. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Don't forget to subscribe then, honey. Where are you from? Are you from the US? Are you from overseas? Dolores, hello, hello. Namaste, my friend. Glad to see you back here. Let's move on. We're going to do a card for Cancers next for Wednesday the 13th. A lot of times these cards can start manifesting anytime from the time this video is put out all the way up to and through tomorrow. A lot of the cards that I pull for Scorpio end up happening in my life like later that same evening or something. Sarah Valente Correa, hola, hola. Glad to have you here, my dear. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Those of you who find this video helpful and who have shared, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing the video. You're from Ontario, Canada. Originally from the US. All right, cool, cool. Glad you're here, glad you're here. Okay, Cancer. La da 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 da. Cancers, what you have coming up here is the card of the journey. This is a very exciting card. Don't let the look of it intimidate you. Sometimes these cards can be quite intimidating, but the actual meaning behind them is not that big of a deal, really, or at least not that bad of a deal. This card really talks about Cancers really stripping things down, getting down to the just to the bones, just to the framework of something, and then rebuilding it. A lot of times this has to do, Cancers, with changes in your personal perspective, changes maybe even in your value system or your core value system. And so once you start making these changes, your perspective starts to shift. This card is a big card. I kind of said it's not that big of a deal earlier and had to retract that. That's because this card is a card that comes in as a process. When we're changing our core values, that's not an overnight thing. That's not a 2-minute thing. That's not a 10-minute meditation thing. When we're changing our core values, there's a whole process there. There's identifying that I'm having trouble in this part of my life. And why is that? And then getting it down to, oh, it's because I have this core value that says that this can't be if this is. And then getting to the point of, but is that actual reality? Because I see other people having this when this is in their lives. So am I messing myself up and putting myself in a funk? Yeah. What kind of core value do I need to have that's actually going to work and be productive? Takes a while to wrap your brain around that one. And then once your brain is wrapped around it, then your heart has to accept it. That takes some time too. So this is a process. And this talks about the process of changing some core values, changing your perspective on things. This is ultimately a change in how you interact with just about everything that you interact with, whether it's your job, your friends, your spouse. It's a big deal. And when this card comes up, this is coming as a very positive thing, that whatever it is that you're changing is actually going to help you move forward in a more positive and productive and happiness making way. Okay. So that's for Cancers. Have you seen my Reiki videos yet, Daniel? I usually do a forecast video and then I do a Reiki video after that. Leo, Leo, Leo. Leos are up for Wednesday, February the 13th. Let's see what comes up for you guys. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Okay, Leos, what you have showing up here is the Sun. This is a really great card. This just says that you're going to be spending some time on Wednesday doing some of the things that you love to do. You're really enjoying them, and you're also really enjoying that there's nobody looking over your shoulder trying to tell you how to do it, by when you have to finish it, when you should start it, what it should look like whenever it is done. Whatever this is that you're doing, you get to do it your way and in your time. You're really enjoying it. I think the key word that I'm getting here is that you guys are feeling really productive at the end of the day. Whatever this is that you're doing makes you feel productive, and you really enjoy doing it. So good for you, Leos. That's one of my favorite cards to get. Okay, up next we have Virgo. This is Virgos for Wednesday, February 13th. And as I'm shuffling for Virgo, let me just remind everybody, if you think these little one card itty bitty readings that you guys get for dailies as very general readings are working for you and helping you, you should really come and experience a live reading with me. You will get a lot out of it. You'll be blown away. I'm not cocky or anything. But anyway, I do offer live readings, and they are in 30, 45, or 60-minute increments. I also offer pre-recorded readings for 1 or 2 questions, if that's all you have. And then I also offer Reiki sessions, and that's kind of the same way. If you think that 5 minutes of Reiki that you're sharing with everybody else who's watching that video does you some good, an actual Reiki session, so much more over the top. All of that Reiki focused just on you for an hour, not just for 5 minutes. So you may want to check out how to get something like that too. Lots of things Reiki can help you with. If you don't know, just ask. Let's see. So best way to find out about how to do all of that is to check out my website, which is www.amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around and you've made sure that I am the best service provider for you, go ahead and get a hold of me. All my contact information is there as well. Best way to reach me is phone call or Skype. Or text message. So I think, Virgo, I've shuffled your card long enough. It's time to see what you've got. Okay, Virgos, what you have is the Judgment card. The Judgment card just tells me that you are making some kind of decision on Tuesday, and this decision has to do with not only yourself, but other people as well. And you are trying to make sure that you are as fair as you can possibly be, so that there is as much benefit to everybody involved as possible from whatever this decision is that you are making. Okay. Okay, so that was Virgo. Next we have Libra. Okay, Libras. 5 of Pentacles. This is not my favorite card to tell somebody about, to be honest with you. This is a card that talks about feeling left out in the cold, feeling alone, when you have somebody and you shouldn't really necessarily be feeling alone. This is a card of disappointment. Maybe something that has happened has made you feel disappointed and has made you feel a little bit left out. The other way that this card can come in, but I think this is much more of an emotional feeling that I'm getting off of this card today. But the other way that this could be coming in is if things are tight financially, this can be like tightening up the belt money-wise. Maybe something's happened that has made your budget a little bit less loose than it has been. So that could be going on with you, Libras. My strongest sensation, though, is that this is the biggest thing of the day that's going on here is more about just feeling left out. Okay. Sorry, guys. Next up, Scorpios. This is Scorpio for Wednesday, February the 13th. Why does it seem like nobody's said anything in forever? Because nobody has. Okay. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. All right, Scorpios. Balance. This is really a good card in a lot of ways. This card would be similar to the Temperance card. I really like this depiction because it says a lot to me in much deeper ways than the Temperance card says to me. It's a strong card. This is a card that talks about finding balance. We are going to be working on our balance on Wednesday. We are going to be really trying to make time for everything we need to make time for, communicate with the people we need to communicate with, get all the work done we need to get done, be there for the people who need us. And it's significant to me that there's a person's head right here in the bottom of this card. This can be talking about working on our mental and emotional balance just as easily as our time balance. And a lot of times when we have our time out of balance or we're really struggling to make sure that we've got time for everything we want to have, this can take its toll mentally, which can cause us to struggle with maintaining our mental balance. So we may be really working on maintaining mental balance at the same time that we're working on maintaining the other stuff. Now, when I say mental balance, what I mean is we're working really hard not to feel emotional or not to overreact to things or not to react to things that we should be responding to. We're working on making sure that we're coming from a sane and healthy perspective around things. There may be things going on that normally would trigger us or trip us out, that would normally cause us to go into some kind of defensive mode, or even with Scorpios, with water signs, we can tend to be codependent. There could be something going on that would normally trigger us into acting in a codependent way. This card depicts that we are really working to make sure that we stay in a balanced place, that we're not being triggered into a codependent state, that we're not being triggered into, deep emotions, that we're looking at everything from a sane and healthy state. That's what we're going for on Wednesday, Scorpios. There's Rena. Hello, hello. Glad to see you here, my dear. Okay, so next up, we do have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, 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 Wednesday, February 13th. I keep wanting to say March. Not sure what's going on with the energy that has me wanting to speed things up so much. Pintarina, I don't think I've seen you in here before. Hello, hello. Glad you're here. Sagittarius, what you have showing up here is the Emperor in reverse. This is somebody that you are interacting with on Wednesday, possibly even later on today. Emperor in reverse is, he's somebody that does have a position of authority or of control, of power in your life. This can be somebody who's a significant other. This can be a boss. This can be somebody who's a parental figure, some kind of authority in your life. And when we've got the Emperor showing up in reverse, they are corrupt. They abuse this authority. They may tell you whatever they need to tell you to get you to do whatever it is that they want to have done. And probably not even think twice about whether what they're telling you is the truth or not. They may throw you under the bus so that they can look good. You may try really hard to make this person happy, but then what you find out is what made this person happy 20 minutes ago no longer makes them happy now that you can do it. Now they want something else to make them happy. This is the type of person that they can say, oh, I really wish you could make me a cherry pie. So you go to all the trouble to learn how to make a cherry pie, and you make them a cherry pie, and you make it beautiful, and you put lettuce on the top, and you serve it to them nice and warm right after supper. And then they say, I don't know why you made me a cherry pie. I don't like cherries. This would have been so much better if it was a peach cobbler. You know, they just always have you jumping through hoops trying to make them happy, happy, happy. They need a lot of attention. They may have multiple lovers or multiple love interests around, hovering at all times. They want to be adored. If you're adoring them, you're their best friend. If you're not so much adoring them, you're not their best friend. They'll take the attention, but you're not their best friend. And if you want to see them cry, tell them that you're going to walk away and you won't be back. All right, so that's who you get to interact with, Sagittarius. That's enough to know. Hello there, Sand. Hi, Linda. Glad you're back. You're glad you found me again? Did you lose me? Did I get lost and I didn't even know it? Okay, let's do Capricorn for Wednesday, February the 13th. Somebody dropped my leash. Okay, Capricorns, Capricorns, Capricorns. Okay, what you guys have showing up here is the Four of Coins, Capricorns. This is telling me one of two things is happening. You could be stashing away money. I think a lot of you are stashing away money, and I think a lot of you, even more of you, some of you are going to be doing both. Quite a few of you are going to be doing both of these actually. So a lot of you are going to be stashing away money, and also a lot of you are going to be being more reserved with your feelings. Not necessarily wearing your heart on your sleeve, kind of keeping more to yourself. Okay? So that's with Capricorns. All right. Let's look at Aquarius. Okay, so this is Aquarius for Wednesday, February the 13th. I don't know what's going on with me. Every single sign, I almost say March 13th, and then I have to come back to February 13th. I think we may have similar situations or similar energies for both days. That would be fun to keep track of, to see if March 13th everybody gets the same card. I would laugh. I doubt if I remember to keep track of it, though. Okay, so Aquarius. Is this you or someone you're dealing with? Okay. All right, so for Aquarius, what you have is the Queen of Wands showing up in reverse. This is somebody that you're interacting with, Aquarius, on Wednesday. Queen of Wands in reverse is just telling me that you're dealing with somebody who normally they're feeling very inspired, they're very happy, they're very sunshiny, they're very outgoing, they've got a lot of creative ideas, they can be very nurturing. They're not feeling very nurturing. They're still happy, they're still outgoing, they've still got a lot of creative ideas. But Aquarius, they're not feeling very nurturing towards you. It may be that you can take care of your own stuff and you don't need them to be nurturing towards you, and so they're not feeling nurturing towards you. Or it may be that they're feeling like the nurturing that they have spent on you has not been appreciated very much for some of you. And so they're like, well, that's enough of that. Let's move on to the next thing. In other words, let's not saying like if you're involved romantically with a Queen of Wands type person that they're moving on to like the next relationship or something, but you know, they've been nurturing to you and now they're saying, you know, I don't feel like being nurturing to this person. They don't appreciate it. And then they're moving on to the next thing that they're going to do in their day. You know, so maybe instead of sticking a little bit of a love note in their lunchbox, in your lunchbox, this person may be going, he doesn't really appreciate it when I put love notes in his lunchbox, or she doesn't. They never say anything about it. They never show any gratitude for it. They never put little notes around for me. Maybe it's not so important that I do that. And then they just go on to the next thing that they're doing during the day. That's the type of thing I'm trying to say. Not that they're moving on to another relationship, but they're just moving on in their day. They're skipping some of those things that they used to do to nurture you because some of them are just feeling unappreciated. I also feel like some of you, your Queen of Wands in reverse person is not so much feeling unappreciated as much as she may be dealing with her own funk, her own demons, her own depression. Could be keeping her from being that person that you're used to seeing her be. That could be going on as well for quite a few of you. Okay, so that's for Aquarius. Hello there, Jules. Oh, well, we're glad you're here. Thank you for coming in. We've got a few new people today. This is really fantastic. Alrighty, let's look at Pisces next. This is going to be Pisces for Wednesday, February the 13th. It's great. It's because people are sharing videos more than they used to. This is how that happens. Those of you who are new, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see when I'm live again. Or you can see when I've uploaded videos. Even if you don't get to come in on the live ones, you can go back and re-listen. All right, so Pisces. What do we have for you guys? Okay, Pisces, what you have here is the Empowerment card. This will be the Five of Bows, Five of Wands, Five of Rods, and other decks. Now, where this is normally a little bit different in other decks, what it means here is that you are feeling empowered. You have a lot of creative ideas of your own, and you're able to use those to propel yourself forward in a positive direction. So this can be feeling empowered in a relationship. This can be feeling empowered in business, financials, anything in a different part of life. Because, you know, I can't really tell you what part of life it's happening in because we're just looking at one card per sign. You know, if we were to do an in-depth reading, we would know a lot more about where you feel empowered. We would also know why you feel empowered, all that good stuff. But this is a really nice card to have. It does say that you're feeling empowered at some point on Wednesday, or maybe even after you watch this video. Could happen today too, but definitely sometime before the end of Wednesday. Okay. So that is everybody. Thank you all so much for the thumbs ups. I do appreciate it. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me. I appreciate that as well. It's wonderful to have so many new people here. It's also wonderful to have the regulars, so I still feel comfy. Um, Thank you to those of you who have given me thumbs ups and also shared this video. I am here to be in front of and help as many people as absolutely possible. So you guys' shares and thumbs up actually spread the word about me. And so that is incredible support. I really do appreciate it. I also appreciate the support of those of you who have bought readings, will be buying readings, have bought Reiki, will be buying Reiki. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It is because of all of you that I get to do what I love to do for a living. So thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next video.